So everybody, welcome to a brand new FIFA challenge, and this time we have decided to go with the race to the Premier League. It's basically this simple. It's the top 6 from the Premier League and they've been thrown into League 2. So basically aim of the game, first person to reach the Premier League is the winner. So basically first person or first team who can get up and win the championship or first to be promoted, whatever, is the winner. So obviously the beauty of it is, I think, is it only 3 or 4 can go up from the championship, which means 2 or 3 then are staying an extra season out of the 6. So it sounds fun, sounds something different. I think being a betting man and a Liverpool fan, I'm going to go with Liverpool. Not necessarily to win each league, but to hopefully be the first up there. So anyway, let's get into this. We're going to skip straight till January, give or take halfway mark, and we'll see how we're all getting on. Well, so we have reached January the 4th, and that's an interesting reading table. Manchester United are leading Arsenal, Spurs, but look at Notts County stuck right in between the mix. I'll be very surprised if Notts County end up fucking it up for us, one of the big teams, but I would love it though. That would be good. That would be fun to see. Anyway, it looks like Manchester United should come up. They're 10 points clear of City, so that should be theirs. Liverpool and Chelsea, I'm a bit surprised they've that many defeats, but then they all could have came from obviously the other top 5, if you will. But that's an interest. I'm actually surprised to see Notts County there knocking on doors. I'd love to see them coming up. Sound like Keegan now, but this gonna be an interesting finish. I'm looking forward to seeing what way the first season even finishes. Holy shit! Right, let's crack on and see how it all comes to a close. Actually, by the way, we should also check who we top goal scorers. So there you go. Hazard is top goal scorer 18. Matt is up there at 13. Sanchez 13. But look at 4th. I mean, Notts County are definitely up there shining, aren't they? Coutinho still there. I don't know what happened there, because I could have swore I downloaded the latest teams, but Sanchez is still at Arsenal and Coutinho still at Liverpool. Anyway, it probably betters them, because let's be honest, Arsenal are nothing without Sanchez, and Liverpool, there's no harm in having Coutinho, so we'll say nothing. We'll leave that as it is. Right, so let's push on and continue. Right, so we've come to the end of the season, and like I said, the top 6 has been decided. Manchester United ended up winning the league anyway, hands down to them. Only 5 points ahead of Liverpool though. Remember, Liverpool were 6th when we checked halfway through the season, so we pulled it around. Thank God for that. And Spurs have come 3rd, Arsenal 4th, and big money Man City and Chelsea ended up 5th and 6th. In terms of the playoffs, I actually think Arsenal beat Chelsea in the playoff final. So that, as I said, will mean that City and Chelsea will have to play again in this league next season. That will not be good. Manchester City ended up taking the FA Cup though. They beat Manchester United 5-4 on penalties after a 1-1 draw. So that was an interesting cup. And the Carabao Cup, Chelsea took a 4-3 on penalties. Lots of penalty finishes, but another big one. And the Czech Trade Trophy, Arsenal beat MK Dons in the final 2-0. So bit of success. I was like, the League 2 playoffs, Chelsea won it 3-1. I do apologise, which means Arsenal actually stuck with City for another season. So Chelsea ended up coming up. Interesting read. So the Champions League, Bayern Munich beat Atletico obviously there was no big six from the English teams, so there's nothing we could do about that. And in the Europa League, there you go. I think that's also that. They ended up beating Marseille, so interesting football. Big thing is, can we get the finger out? Can the likes of these other teams come up? Hazard ended up finishing 33 goals. That's not bad. Jesus is up there at 21. Dele Alli on 20. Don't know where Harry Kane is. If I click into this, I don't even find it. They even sell Harry Kane then. That is an interesting one. Matt, I would expect the likes of Aguero, Firmino, players like that to have scored a lot more goals. Like Mane's hit 12, it's real amateur. But fair play to Hazard, he showed the way, 33 goals, that's probably about right. And top assist went to Lukaku. That is interesting. So there you have it. Manchester United ended up taking the title anyway. Liverpool, Spurs and Chelsea going up. So we push on and see how it continues on then. So once again we're back. We're halfway through the second season. And let's have a look. How are we all doing? So Manchester City currently leading the way. 6 points clear Colchester. I have no idea what Arsenal are doing anymore. They're currently 10 points off City. But like, they're actually in a scrap for second, third spot. I can't believe this with Arsenal. They just know how to let the side down, I swear to God. I'm expecting them to get the finger out, but whether they do or not, I'm not sure. That's not good. And if we go down to League One, we can see the top four are taken over obviously already. But Liverpool on 59, United on 58, Chelsea on 56, Spurs a little bit further back on 51, but again you can see where this one's going. But again, well, I'm not too sure about League One either. Do 3 or 4 come up? If only 3 come up, then again I say I leave them 1 behind, so it makes it interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing how it's going to go, this one. But you look even the goals, like Liverpool and United, they're not conceding hardly anything. But Chelsea, who are conceding a few, but they're absolutely banging in goals on 63. So as I said, you'll see who's top of the table in the Prem. So you see there Southampton, Everton, Newcastle. The problem that you could actually have then when the Premier League team, the big guns, get back into it, how far will they be behind, you know, Southampton, Everton, Newcastle, West Ham and teams like this? Because obviously I wonder would they be buying, you know, decent players. So that's going to be an interesting one. But anyway, as it is, let's continue on, continue to push, and we'll just see how it continues to go. So welcome back to the end of Season 2, and the 2 remaining top flight teams are finally getting their arse out of League 2. City have absolutely dominated this season forward, because you know the next division is going to be tougher, and the Championship's even going to be tougher again, so who knows what way that's going to go for them. But I think City should have no problem pushing on now. So then in League 1, after our second season, Manchester United have taken this one. 112 points, 4 points ahead of Chelsea and Liverpool. They were both joint. Bit of a goal difference though. But Spurs, they were a good bit behind. 17 points behind. That's a big gap for Spurs to be now. I'm not even 100% sure who's gone up and who hasn't. We'll have to work that one out. But anyway, that is the way that has finished. That was interesting. What else I need to find out now is how did everything else go? Okay, so there's the way for the FA Cup. So it's Leicester and Swansea in that final. That's interesting. And Swansea also won the Carabao Cup, so they're on for a nice little double if that works. Liverpool won the Czech Trade Trophy this time, and the playoffs don't really do this. Copa Europa, Champions League final is an all-German final. That is huge. That should be a good game. And Europa League has gone to Sevilla, beat Stoke on penalties. That's interesting. Oh, City were actually in the Europa League. I forgot because they won the thing. And Chelsea won as well. Because they won the FA Cup? Ah. Okay, I didn't even think about that actually. Yeah, that didn't even cross my mind, so that's interesting. Anyway, forget about that. Let's rock on with the next season. So basically this is it then. Who is the first person to make it to the back to the Prem? I am interested. Let's find out. So we're back halfway through our third season. Only one place to see. Let's see how we're doing. I was with I just automatically went with Arsenal just to get the thing up and running, and I actually got sacked. So I'm very interested to see how bad Arsenal must have been doing. So interesting reading here. Chelsea are currently top of the table in the Championship. Manchester United currently second. Spurs are third. That's an interesting read as that goes. And the next one, City now are starting to really walk away with it. Barnsley second, but Liverpool are in third. And I assume then, because we didn't actually realise how it went, obviously Liverpool must have lost the playoff to Spurs, is all I can think. Because that's the only reason I can see why that hasn't happened. And that's obviously why I got sacked from Arsenal. Arsenal are rock bottom of the table. 24 defeats in 25 games. They've only scored 3 goals. I don't know what's happened to that team. I don't know what's gone wrong there. Holy shit. That's an interesting one. But anyway, if we're watching this, it looks like Chelsea are going to win the race. Unless the other two can close that gap in quickly. So let's see how it continues on and let's see how it's going to end up. So welcome back, and it's all over. So basically we're just going to have a quick run through of where the 6 teams have found themselves. I suppose the most interesting one is that Arsenal, they found themselves back in League 2. As they finished rock bottom of League 1 last season and obviously relegated back to League 2. That's been pretty dismal from an Arsenal perspective. League 1, obviously they all got out of it, which then leaves obviously Liverpool, Manchester City and Spurs, so they're still in the Championship. They didn't get out, they didn't get where they needed to get to, which meant then that obviously Chelsea and United have gained themselves back. The first 2 teams back into the Prem is them two, which I suppose apart from City, they're the big money spenders and the ones I suppose you would have seen back fairly quickly. But in terms of Arsenal, I'm just shocked with. They literally they just fell apart. They really, really did. But it was a good test, a good experiment, I suppose, just to see the way it worked out. But as you can see, Chelsea and City, or Chelsea United, they were the teams that got straight back up as quick as possible, and poor Arsenal are stuck basically. I don't think there's anything you can do for them, unfortunately. But anyway, that was our challenge, and that's how it went. So that's that. Well done, Chelsea and Manchester United. In our other division,